I'm Helly and I'm a textile artist, and I'm here today to share with you my Pembrokeshire collection. The Pembrokeshire coastal path winds its way through Wales's rugged coastline with sheltered coves and wide open beaches. From cliff edges to dune grasslands, the Pembrokeshire coast has some of the finest habitats in the UK. The salt-laden cliff edges are laden with thrift, sea campion and sea plantain, joined by bluebells and foxgloves later in May when the flora is at its best. Throughout the summer, the landscape is painted with wildflowers, while some of the cliff edges are absolutely glowing with the rich purples and golden yellows in heather, bracken and gorse. The rocky cliffs and several islands seen from along the path are home to large colonies of seabirds. Gannets nest on grass home, and Manx shearwater and the beautiful puffin on skomer, whilst Ramsay Island, which is the closest island to the mainland, has its own herd of red stags. Foxes, rabbits, squirrels are often spotted along the path, as are the many badger sets. And below the cliffs you will find seals sheltering in the coves and the porpoises and dolphins in the jewel-like waters. My first edition of work in the Pembrokeshire collection is inspired by Lower Tregennis, which is part of the coastline under the sympathetic ownership of the National Trust. The cloth I've chosen to use in this edition is a gorgeous printed velvet from a designer in Scotland called Mary Helena. And Mary is inspired by the landscape like myself, and so naturally I felt a connection with her designs straight away, and I love the vibrant colours in the cloth reflecting the jewel-like seas we have here in Wales. I'm very drawn to the sea and its lure and beauty, yet its power makes me fear it slightly. And I also have the same draw to the hills. This connection I feel is no coincidence, I'm sure, but a connection with our ancestors as they followed rivers and streams from sea to source. It's also the feeling of inner peace and the healing properties the salty air has on the body and the mind. So as you see, I need no excuse to spend time gleaning inspiration from the coast. Lower Tregennis is an area not far from St David's and St Non's Chapel, and most of my walking in this area begins at St Non's Well, which is a place of pilgrimage whose waters are said to heal. It is almost as if I'm making a modern-day pilgrimage to this part of Pembrokeshire myself, with my many visits to glean inspiration from this dramatic coastline. I generally walk till I find a spot that feels right, and then I sit and plein air weave, collecting the colours and textures in the landscape. And usually you'll find me sat upon some craggy rocks with the waves crashing below my feet, and sometimes, if I'm lucky, a seal or two will emerge out of the water to observe me weaving. This landscape is rugged, yet softened by the beautiful collections of coastal flowers that are in abundance.